The Parkinson's Disease Journey, Part 3. The 8 Ways to Get Out of Parkinson's Disease. There are 8 main factors that contribute to this disease. To restore my health, I worked on every one of them. You can too. I installed small new habits over a series of weeks, until I was hitting every known cause of my illness. Nothing escaped my attention. And everything got better. The changes came in days, improved over weeks, and have lasted for years. I won't go into all 8 ways of beating the heck out of this illness here. But let me tell you briefly about 3 of the main ones. Inflammation. Inflammation is a worldwide killer. It's the prime cause in a long list of unpleasant and deadly ailments. There are many diseases created from low-level, ongoing inflammation. Over 130 million Americans have conditions directly related to inflammation, and nearly 1 million die each year. The number is rising worldwide. What matters to us is that scientists know that inflammation is heavily implicated in the death of substantia nigra nerve cells. To arrest the progress of this dreadful illness, we must address that inflammation. Fortunately, it's not at all difficult to do. Simple changes undo inflammation incredibly quickly, which in turn halts the death of substantia nigra nerve cells. Environmental toxins, poisons. I knew nothing about environmental toxins until I started looking into them. Turns out they're horrifying. For a start, toxins, poisons, that get into the body double the risk of degenerative brain disease. And we're talking about poisons from everyday life that directly and provably create extraordinary stress for the whole body, including the brain. Toxins are literally everywhere: household furnishings, paints, children's toys, cleaning agents, plastics, water, the air, and in a whole range of places you'd never think of. Our bodies deal very well with a certain level of toxicity. But modern products and materials mean the amount of toxins coming into our bodies exceeds what our bodies can remove via its natural processes. So there's a toxic buildup, and eventually tissues and organs in the body start to break down. That breakdown leads to classic toxicity illnesses. And one of the worst of those classic illnesses is Parkinson's. The toxicity connection is researched and confirmed all over the world. But there's good news: we can remove toxins from around us, and it's not even slightly difficult to do. We don't have to live on a mountain or give up normal life. Instead, there are choices most of us didn't know existed. And those choices will transform brain health. Low moods and stress. This is one that many people think wouldn't apply to them. I thought that, too. Unfortunately, this disease is known to lead to genuinely depressive episodes. Remember, Parkinson's is characterized by lower dopamine. And lower dopamine is an established cause of all sorts of mental health issues. So it's not at all surprising that people with this condition can end up very stressed and feeling very bad indeed. The really cruel part of feeling so low is that, then people find it close to impossible to motivate themselves to take care of their health. And although natural methods for controlling and calming Parkinson's are straightforward, if a person feels so incredibly miserable they can't even get out of bed, then they simply can't take care of their health. Which means they will not do the very things they need to do in order to be well again. It's the most vicious of vicious circles. And remember, health providers already know this. That's what I found hardest to come to terms with. In fact, inflammation and environmental toxins are considered to be the world's 2 most deadly health threats. They are the direct cause of dozens of illnesses, and kill several million people worldwide every year. Their effects are in front of our eyes. For example, cases of Parkinson's have doubled over the last 25 years. The human body hasn't changed in 25 years. So what has caused such a drastic upsurge of brain degeneration? It's ever-rising cases of inflammation, environmental toxins, and struggles with low mood and negative feelings. And these aren't disputed findings, by the way. In the very best research laboratories and universities across the world, the effects of inflammation, everyday toxins, and reduced mental health on the body and brain are researched, measured, and understood. Their effects on many of us are bad. For some of us they're devastating. Why does modern medicine know this, but ignore it? Why don't we tackle the inflammation and toxins causes of those nerve cells, continually dying in the substantia nigra? My doctor told me, it's cultural. Most patients, especially in Western countries, want a drug or a procedure for a problem. Something that's a one-off fix, like an operation. Or an easy, regular thing, like a course of tablets. What they don't want to have to make an effort to heal themselves. So pills it is. But most inflammatory diseases can be tackled more effectively, by lifestyle changes than by drugs. Whole classes of deadly modern illnesses can be changed by a small number of simple, targeted lifestyle tweaks. But our medics push meds because they know that, mostly, their patients won't make lifestyle changes. So they give their patients drugs, knowing that they'll at least take them. Frustratingly, the best solution, addressing lifestyle factors, isn't at all difficult. It's just that popping a pill is easier. This simple remedy changed my life. Simple lifestyle improvements transformed my entire life. It's done exactly the same for thousands of other very ordinary people, who thought they'd suffer their illness for life. It requires a small initial effort. Not much. But a little more than unscrewing the lid on a jar of chemicals. For the millions who see drugs as their only hope, there are thousands like me who know for an absolute fact that they're not. Which is why we don't suffer those nasty symptoms anymore, while they still do. Stay tuned for part 4.